Once again, if you would like to have a copy of the agenda for tonight's meeting, they're in the pocket. We'll want to ask Pastor Virgil Gardner to come begin our meeting with the invocation.
For our mayor and his cabinet and all that are assembled here. God, we need you tonight to be about our Father's business. God, we ask and pray that you bless our police, our firemen, all our pastors, preachers, teachers, and evangelists. Bless our country, our leaders, our soldiers. God, most of all, we ask you to bless those that are lost and sick, those that are in nursing homes, hospitals, and behind jail bars. Pray for the homeless, Lord, that out there in this cold is going to be frigid tonight. God, we ask and pray most of all that you save some soul, lost soul, by the power of your Holy Spirit. God, we just ask and thank you for all your many blessings, your grace, your mercy, your love, a reasonable portion of health and strength, food, clothing, and shelter. God, we ask and pray that you bless this meeting. God, that it be done decently and in order, and we'll be thankful to give you all the praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name we pray, and let all God's people say amen.
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 Thank you, Pastor. We're delighted to have Scouting America Troop 401 of Richmond, Kentucky, to lead the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. Troop, if you'll proceed.
Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Halt. Prepare to post the color. Post the colors. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag Color guard reform. Color guard dismissed.
Thank you, Dan. And that should make us proud. That should make us proud. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brewer.
Here.
Commissioner Cole.
Here.
Commissioner Goebel.
Here.
Commissioner Newby.
Here.
Mayor Bly.
Here, thank you. We have in our packet the minutes from the special call meeting of December 10, the regular meeting of December 10 also, first at 5 p.m., the second at 6 p.m. If you are prepared, may we have a motion, please, that we will accept these as presented.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Goebel. Is there any question, comment, or discussion about those two sets of minutes? There being none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Commissioner Goebel.
Yes.
Commissioner Newby.
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer.
Yes.
Mayor Bly.
Yes, thank you. This time, it's a formality that we must, at the forming of each new commission, our commission was sworn a couple of weeks ago to be prepared for January 1. Since this is our first business meeting of this commission, which may look familiar, but we must do this. At this time, I'm going to declare the floor open for nominations for Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a nomination?
So I have a nomination.
Commissioner
Can I
Noble?
say something really quickly before?
Yes.
Okay. So in the 20 years that I've lived here, there have been 2 occasions where the person who was the top vote getter was not named the mayor pro tem. Both of those cases would be the mayor, who was the commissioner then. And so I just want people to know that it's been done before. I know we've, heard things from different people, so I just want to make sure people are aware that that's it. And my nomination would be Commissioner Cole.
All right, we have a nomination for Commissioner Tammy Cole. Are there other nominations?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mayor, if you don't mind, I won't make it as easy, but I'm going to nominate myself as the top vote getter for this past election, and I do have experience, and that's why I'm going to nominate myself.
All right. Nomination of Commissioner Brewer, Commissioner Mike Brewer. Are there other nominations? Are there any other nominations? All right. There being none, the chair will call the nominations closed on these 2 names, calling the last first, Commissioner Brewer and Commissioner Cole. Now comes the task of voting for. I'm going to ask, and I'll ask the clerk if she will serve as the official counter. Beginning with Commissioner Brewer, those in favor of Commissioner Brewer serving as Mayor Pro Tem. All right. Those in favor of Commissioner Cole serving as Mayor Pro Tem.
Aye.
All right. Madam Clerk, if you will give those tallies, please.
Commissioner Cole's was 3-2, which was in favor of, and Brewer's was denied of 2-3.
All right, all right. Then the chair will declare, according to vote, that Commissioner Tammy Cole will serve as the Mayor Pro Tem. If you happen to have one of the copies of the agenda, you will notice that Order 25-01 then will be the official order that will commit what we have just done. Ordinance 25-01, an ordinance of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, renaming Micron Way to Maverick Way. This is a first reading, therefore we will not vote. Mr. Attorney, please.
Whereas there exists a street in Richmond Industrial Park 1 known as Micron Way after a previous business, and whereas a new company, which is now located there, has requested a name change, and now therefore it is ordained and enacted by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the street known as Micron Way in Richmond Industrial Park 1 in Richmond, Kentucky, is renamed to Maverick Way. The city manager is directed to notify all property owners having frontage on said street and advise them of said change. The director of streets is advised to make whatever sign changes are necessary to effect this ordinance. If any section, paragraph, or provision of this ordinance is determined to be invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction, such invalidity shall not affect the remaining sections of this paragraph or provisions. This ordinance shall be effective upon second reading and passage by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. That's a reading of Ordinance 25-01, first reading. We will not vote. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion?
To move.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. I'm going to ask this, if you will suffer it to be so. David Stipes is here, our Executive Director for Richmond Industrial Development Corporation. David, would you mind giving us just 1 minute of discussion about why we're changing from Micron Way to Maverick Way, and it's really good news.
Mayor, and there's the plant that we call it Micron is been in the Richmond Industrial Park for a long time. That plant ceased operation last fall, and several people were laid off. Over the last several months, that property has been purchased by a new company called Maverick Pipe, which will make PVC pipe, and they're looking, they're going to retain some of the employees that were there at Micron and hire some additions. They won't, at the beginning, won't have all the number of employees at once, that we're typically that we've got another manufacturer located in that space. This particular street is a street that comes off the main road, goes back to the Micron plant to a substation, electrical substation. And that road was called Micron Way. And so you can imagine if that new company has a name change to Maverick Pipe, for the company, they like to have that road named after their company. And that's what they're requesting, to change from Micron to Maverick Pipe.
Thank you very much, David. That, as I said, that's some good news. One of our plants in the industrial park that closed was purchased and is going to have some life and activity there again by another company. And we're happy to be able to accommodate their request. It came from corporate level, didn't it, David? And to accommodate their request to rename the street. So in our next meeting, we will actually have our vote. Is there any other discussion about? All right. I'm excited. We were able to go out, David and I, and meet with those employees of Micron, just to give them some encouragement, but also the estate was there to give them some options as to the kinds of employment that might be available to them and benefits that be available to them in the interim. Ordinance 25-02, ordinance of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, changing the zoning classification for property located on Berea Road within city limits. This again is a first reading. Mr. Attorney, please.
Whereas Richmond Development Company, LLC, and Spangler Apartments, LLC, owners have filed with the Richmond Planning and Zoning Commission an application for a zoning map amendment at Berea Road, Carriage Place, for 55.95 acres in Richmond, Kentucky. And whereas the property is currently vacant land with zoning classification agriculture and requesting change to R1C, single-family residential. Whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission conducted a public hearing on the requested zone change on November 20th, 2024, in the course of which it received evidence and testimony from persons in favor of and opposed to the requested zone change. And whereas at the conclusion of the public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted to recommend the zone change be granted. And whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission at its meeting adopted written findings of fact as to the zone change, and the issue is now before the Board of Commissioners for final determination. And whereas the Board of Commissioners believes it to be in the public interest that it adopts the recommendation of Planning and Zoning Commission in accordance with the findings adopted by that body. Now, therefore, be it ordained that the Board of Commissioners does hereby adopt the recommendation of the Richmond Planning and Zoning Commission as to the requested zone change. The property in question located in Richmond, Madison County, Kentucky, to which the zone change shall apply, is Berea Road, Carriage Place, 55.95 acres plus or minus in Richmond, Kentucky. Deed Book 818, page 786. The Board of Commissioners does hereby adopt the written findings of fact adopted by the Planning and Zoning Commission as its findings of fact. In accordance with those findings, the zoning of said property shall be and hereby is changed from vacant land with the zoning classification agriculture and requesting zone change to R1C, single-family residential small lot. The Director of Planning and Zoning shall make the appropriate changes to the official map of the City of Richmond, Kentucky. This ordinance shall be effective immediately upon its enactment following second reading and publication in accordance with the requirements of applicable Kentucky law.
Thank you, sir. That's ordinance 25-02. This again is a first reading. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion?
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second.
Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion, City Manager, anything you want to mention? in our next meeting on order 25-0, ordinance 25-02. Order 25-01, an order of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, appointing Mayor Pro Tem. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas a mayor pro tem is appointed after each commission election, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following be appointed as mayor pro tem for the City of Richmond 2025 through 26 term. Mayor pro tem Tammy Cole. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 25-01. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second?
Commissioner Goble. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer,
No.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
No. Thank you. Madam Clerk, if you will declare the count there.
It was in favor of 3-2.
Thank you, ma'am.
So it passed.
Thank you, ma'am. Order 25-02, order of the City of Richmond hiring candidates for the Police Department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond is in need of police officers to meet the needs of the citizens, and a recommendation for hiring has been made by Police Chief Richardson. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following individuals are hired as police officers for the City of Richmond contingent on satisfactory completion of all requisite background checks effective at such time that they report to the Department of Criminal Justice Training at a rate that will be based on the fiscal year budget 24-25 police pay scale, pay grade 4, effective on January 6, 2025. These individuals will complete a 20-week training course at the DOCJT when slots become available and will serve a probationary period of 18 months. Christopher Sullivan, Tatiano Gragic. This order shall be in full force and effect by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
You've heard the reading of order 25-02. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Any discussion? Officers Christopher Sullivan and Tatiana Gargak. Is that correct? Had the pleasure meeting them both a few days ago when we had, I believe, the other swearing in. Had a swearing in several days ago. Christopher, you look a little different.
He's a handsome fella.
It's a private joke, right? That's a private joke. Any discussion? Discussion? All right, Commissioner Newby says he's a handsome fellow.
He is a good-looking dude.
Handsome fellow.
I'm good, though. Don't worry about him.
We'll move along. No discussion. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 25-03, an order of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, electing to enter into an interlocal cooperation agreement for the Madison County Emergency Communications Center. Mr. Attorney, please.
Whereas the cities of Richmond and Berea, along with Madison County, Kentucky, recognize the importance of establishing a cooperative communications center to address the public safety communication needs of the community, including emergency, medical, fire, law enforcement, and other public safety activities. And whereas the Interlocal Cooperation Act provides cities and counties in Kentucky the ability to collaborate in interjurisdictional programs to more effectively serve their communities. And whereas the proposed agreement establishing the Madison County Emergency Communications Center has been submitted to the City of Richmond for approval. And now, therefore, be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the City of Richmond formally approves and adopts the Madison County Emergency Communications Center Agreement, attached hereto and incorporated herein by reference as if set forth in full. The City of Richmond agrees to participate in the establishment and operations of the MCECC as outlined in the attached agreement, including provisions for management control, financial administration, and operational oversight through the Public Safety Advisory Board. The mayor is hereby authorized to execute the attached agreement and any related documents necessary to formalize the city's of Richmond's participation in the MCECC. This order shall be in full force and effect upon its reading and adoption by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. This is Order 25-03. May we have a motion, please, to bring before for discussion and approval?
I move.
Commissioner Newby
Second?
and Commissioner Gold. Is there any discussion, first of all? Mr. City Manager?
Mayor, if I
anything you want to
may.
say? Yes, sir, please.
Chief Richardson and I had the opportunity to sit on the committee that drafted this interlocal agreement, and I can't say enough about the members that joined us, Chief Gray, Chief Sandlin, Chris Israel, Wendy Lynch, Beverly Rose Beverly, myself, and Chief Richardson. As you know, with CSEP going away, this is an interlocal agreement that puts together a advisory board to oversee 911. The board does make recommendations to the fiscal court for the hiring of the director, and will oversee the budget as well. So the funding mechanism in this agreement, we've already passed, which is the 911 fee that'll be assessed in the tax roll this fall. So Chris Israel did a wonderful job of drafting this and doing a lot of the legwork, I'd say. We've started a second committee, an EMA committee, for the same purpose, and we'll get to that end game here in probably the next 6-8 months. So this puts us in charge of our 911 post-CSEP, basically.
You and Chief Richardson have both served on this committee.
That is correct.
moving in this direction. Do you mind, there are some others who are here, would you mind then presenting those persons who've come tonight?
Chris Israel, stand up. Wendy Lynch, Chief Rodney Richardson, Chief Gray, and we're missing Sean Sandlin and Rose Beverly, I believe. But
Thank you very much.
make no mistake, we met bi-monthly for several months, and then monthly. We did have a consultant that guided us along the way, but it was a lot of work. And I can't say enough about Chris and Wendy's input for this.
Yes. And we too are grateful for the input of all those who've served, certainly in bringing this. I think we had a meeting, it's been months now.
Yeah.
We met up at the
All of us
extension
together.
That's right.
office, yeah, and heard the report, and a lot of work. And then, of course, we will see in the months to come, as the city manager has said, the results of the work and how it will impact citizens of Madison County in the months and years to come. So
It's the
thank you.
future of our
Thank you.
public safety, Mayor.
Future of our public safety, yes, yes. Thanks for what you do now in public safety. Thank you very much. That's Order 25-03. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby.
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Mayor Bly.
Yes, thank you. Will you have the original of that, Lisa, for me to sign? She'll have it.
It has been passed by the county in Berea, so we'll get a copy with
Okay.
their signatures to have you
Signatures.
put yours on it to be
Thank you
final.
very
Yeah,
much. Thank
Absolutely.
Order 25-04, an order of the City of Richmond promoting a police officer to sergeant. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond has a policy of promoting police officers for the position of sergeant, and whereas this officer has successfully completed the process, which consists of a written exam, self-evaluation, leadership assessment scored by an outside agency, and an oral interview conducted by a selection panel. And whereas the city manager has recommended the promotion of this employee, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following officer is hereby promoted to sergeant effective payroll date January 25th, 2025, at the pay rate to reflect on the services years based on the fiscal year 24-25 police pay scale, pay grade 5. Michael Martinez, original hire date was in 2016, was promoted to senior officer in 2019, promoted to master officer in 2022. As a safeguard against promotion of employees beyond their capability, all newly promoted employees will serve a probationary period of 12 months continuous on service. During that period, they may extend that period for 6 months upon recommendation by the police chief and agreement with the city manager. Officers promoted to the rank of sergeant will not be commenced on their probationary period until they have completed the Academy of Police Supervision Training course at the DOCJT. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-04. May we have a motion, please, bring the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Newby, second, Commissioner Brewer. Is there any discussion? Let's see, Ms. Martinez here. All right, there being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 25-05, an order of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, authorizing the city to grant tax incentives to Project Dark Horse. Mr. Attorney, please.
Whereas Project Dark Horse involves the potential location of a manufacturing facility within the city of Richmond, Kentucky, the company is considering Richmond for its new plant operation with the possibility of creating 50 new jobs. Whereas the said business has expressed interest in applying to the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development, Department of Business Development, for certain tax incentives through the Kentucky Business Investment Program, the KBI program. And whereas in order for said business to qualify for incentives through the KBI program, it is necessary that the city participate in the incentive program in the particulars set forth below. And whereas the Board of Commissioners for the City of Richmond deems it to be in the public interest that the city participate in the KBI program as an inducement for said business to locate and to create jobs within the Richmond community. Now, therefore, be it ordered by the Board of Commissioners for the City of Richmond, Kentucky, that for a period not longer than 10 years, the city will agree to forfeit 1% of the occupational license tax as to the approximate 50 new jobs to be created by the company. This tax incentive shall be governed by the compliance to requirements applicable to the KBI program and shall expire at the expiration of 10 years at such time as the said business has fully recouped all applicable sums as per the KBI program or has been determined not to be in compliance with the applicable KBI program requirements by the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development, Department of Business Development, whichever event shall occur first. This participation agreement on behalf of the City of Richmond is pending the company's intention of submitting an application to participate in the KBI program. The city's obligation to grant the tax incentive shall be conditioned upon the approval of the company's KBI application by the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. That's Order 25-05. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Is there any discussion?
I just wanted to add a couple things, and our city attorney did a good job describing it, but the reason that I think we should consider this is because we're one of the few communities in Kentucky that's actually having employees that are laid off due to the Bluegrass Army Depot, and so we're trying so hard to create new manufacturing jobs so that we can keep as many individuals here as possible. And we realize that may not be a perfect fit in terms of skills and education, but oftentimes that can be a bridge to help us keep some of those employees here. And the other piece of that I feel good about is that we're not doing a 100% tax incentive. We're doing a 1%. So that would still leave the other 1% that the city would be collecting. And finally, last but not least, after we make this approval, it goes to the state for approval as well. So I guess you would say that ours is more of a recommendation approval at this stage, and then it goes to the state for approval. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there any other discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 25-06, an order of the City of Richmond declaring property surplus and providing for the disposition. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas pursuant to ordinance chapter 34.02, disposition of surplus city personal property declares a list of property which shall be submitted monthly to the city manager and then submitted to the mayor and city commission for classification as for the surplus property. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the January 2025 property described by the list as submitted by the fire department, which is attached hereto, is declared surplus and no longer needed by the city and is not suitable for purpose for which it was intended. It is hereby authorized that this property be disposed by govdeals.com. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-06. May we have a motion, please, bring the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Second.
Commissioner Newby, Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion? That's the Chevy Tahoe, the 09 Chevy Tahoe from the fire department. Is that right? Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 25-07, order of the City of Richmond appointing a new member to the Richmond Planning and Zoning Commission. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas there is a vacancy on the Richmond Planning and Zoning Commission, and whereas there is a citizen that has displayed an interest in serving and has made a commitment to attend all meetings, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following be appointed to the Richmond Planning and Zoning Commission for the term of 4 years, effective January 2025 and expiring in 2029. Ken DeGrant. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You've heard the reading of Order 25-07. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Goble,
Second.
Commissioner Cole, is there any discussion? And he did send us some info, is that right, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's included in our packet.
Thank you. He did serve on the joint, let's see, it's
Was
City
the
of
tax
Richmond,
board?
County,
Yeah.
Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tax board, he served on that, his
Property
term
tax
expired.
board,
Property
yeah.
tax, thank you. And his term expired some time ago, but he said he was willing to do whatever we needed, so we needed to staff that board. Any discussion further? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 25-08, order of the City of Richmond, Kentucky approving a renewal lease to the Madison County Veterans Committee, Inc. Mr. City Manager, please.
Whereas the Board of Commissioners finds it to be in the public interest that the city renew a lease at 1215 West Main Street that houses the Madison County Veterans Committee Incorporated, a nonprofit corporation organized for purposes of serving Madison County veterans, and whereas the parties have reached an agreement as to the terms of such a lease, now therefore be ordered that the renewal lease agreement between the city and the Madison County Veterans Committee Incorporated attached to this order and here incorporated as set forth in full and be hereby is approved by the board. The mayor is authorized to execute the lease on behalf of the city and with his signature make the agreement binding upon both parties. This order shall be effective immediately upon its adoption by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. That's Order 25-08. May we have a motion, please? Bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second.
Commissioner Brewer. Is there any discussion?
Mayor, we do have
Yes, sir,
two
please.
members of the veterans group here tonight, if you all have any questions for them.
All righty, thank you. Anyone have questions of those representing the Madison County Veterans Committee? Appreciate what you do there. Yes, sir, and that's obvious. We appreciate that. There is no discussion. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 25-09, an order of the City of Richmond adjusting an employee's status within the Administration Department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas Administration Department employee needs to be reclassified within the Human Resources due to a higher level of work, and whereas this employee within the department is now certified and has applied for the position which meets all requirements and has requested to be reclassified into that position. And whereas the Administration Department has budgeted for this adjustment. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following employee in the Administration Department is hereby changed their employment status from Human Resources Coordinator and promoted to the Human Resources Director, effective payroll January 24th, at a pay rate of per hour, pay grade 9. Althea Causey, work history, she originally started with the city as a payroll specialist in 2009. Laterally was transferred from the Finance Department to the Human Resources Department in 2012, reclassified as the Human Resource Specialist in 2020. In 2021, was reclassified as the Human Resources Coordinator, and then became certified in 2023. This employee shall be on a probationary period status of 12 months. After that effective date, will be entitled to a position reversion should they be unable to successfully complete the probationary period, which shall be entitled to receive all fringe benefits as affordable to the city employees. This order shall become effective upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This is Order 25-09. May we have a motion first, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Cole
Second.
and Commissioner Newby. Is there any discussion?
I'd just like to share a couple things. I think one of the reasons that we're at a place where we need to do this, to move our person from coordinator to director, is because Richmond is a growing city. And those who watch the meetings or come to the meetings probably see a lot of personnel, HR action that we take probably almost at every meeting. We either hire somebody or promote someone, or there is a lot of HR function that takes place in the city of Richmond. And again, we are a growing city. When we hire our police and fire and emergency responders, I feel like their professional development and training is very clear cut. You know, the state of Kentucky has DOCJT right here in our community, and our police can go there. The fire have the fire academy and different options. I feel like with our administrative staff, it's kind of up to us to make sure that we encumber money and give our employees the opportunity that they need to continue their education, to get those certification and credentials and that type thing. So as we consider this, I would also like for us to put money in the budget, or maybe we have money in the budget that we just need to encumber for the next level of certification for that individual, so that in the human resource world, the Society for Human Resource Management is referred to as SHRM, and it's sort of the Cadillac, if you will, of training for human resource professionals. And I want our employees to have that opportunity. So as we consider this, I would just like to also ask that we, as a city, pay for the necessary training, preparation, so that our individual can obtain that senior level of certification for SHRM that, you know, is recognized in the workplace as someone that's over a director level position, over a significant human resource function.
I think that's a great idea, and I'd also recommend that we take another candidate out of that department and then get them started down this road of training as well.
This is an actual, two things. First, is the job description already in our,
Yes,
that description is there as
the
actual
director's position,
director.
it's attached to this order, yes.
Okay. And then secondly, that answers my question. I was going to ask, then does that mean an actual change of daily functioning?
Yes, some requirements, absolutely, yep. There'll be a change, and we can talk about those more specifically. I will point out that, you know, with this, what I would call a promotion, It does put her within the 25 to 50 percentile of the Kentucky League of Cities wage and salaries. So, we're right in that middle area with the salary for this position.
Okay, so we're saying with this promotion, she would agree to go to get the certification, any additional stuff, is that what we're saying?
I think what Commissioner Cole's recommending is that in the next budget cycle, we budget for further education for
training for
administrative
that
staff.
position.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
right.
Then add somebody else to it, right?
Yeah, another candidate
Okay,
from that
okay.
department. Yeah, I think it would be good to start another candidate in that department at the entry-level training, SHRM training.
Yeah, and as we look at the budget that would start July 1st, we probably kind of need to do a sweep and work with HR office to kind of see if there's other professional development or certifications that are needed that we need to put money in there for, just to kind of stay on top of that. I just feel like, again, it's harder for our administrative staff because it's not dictated to us. Like with our police and fire, it's very specified by the state, but I feel like it's kind of up to us to take care of our administrative staff and make sure we encumber the funds that they need for continuing ed.
Forgive these questions I'm asking, but will there be someone then, will that human resource coordinator position remain, or will it just disappear in favor of being termed director?
It'll be, that job description will remain.
For
but
a
it will not be-
coordinator.
Yeah, but it won't be filled at
But it
this
won't be
time.
filled.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
right.
want to know. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
correct.
Thank you. Okay, that's discussion. Any further? There being none, Madam Clerk, please, I'll let you do it this time again.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 25-10, an order of the City of Richmond awarding a bid for the purchase of Armory Park security camera system. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond has advertised on November 2nd and accepted bids for the purchase of a security camera system for the Armory Park property, and whereas Conduit was pre-approved in Order 23-83 on Task Order 15 and installed during the initial construction, and whereas 5 bids were received and thoroughly reviewed and finds one solution which met all specifications has been determined to be the best. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the purchase of the security camera system for Armory Park property located at 321 North Second Street is awarded to Integrated Security Solutions of Nicholasville, Kentucky for the total amount of $25,213.89. The following will be allocated to the non-departmental contingency budget and then will be reallocated during the upcoming budget amendments. This order shall take effective and passage by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-10. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner Newby
Second.
and Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion? I'm very pleased, Mr. City Manager, that we are doing this.
Absolutely.
I drive by there quite a bit. And not that I see things, but I see some things that concern me that they could get out of hand, so.
This is really the first step for us having surveillance at the majority of our properties, so.
Thank you. Any further discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. We have a ceremonial order 25-11. An order of the City of Richmond accepting resignation by an employee in the Tourism Department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas David Jones in the Tourism Department has submitted his resignation notice to the city, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners accepts the resignation of David Jones from the Tourism Department effective January 14th, 2025. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-11, a ceremonial order. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second.
Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion? And I will say, Madam Clerk, it is unfortunate, for he's made tremendous contributions to the work of tourism. Unfortunate that we have this resignation. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. I need a motion, please, that we will amend the agenda to add Order 25-12.
So moved?
Commissioner Cole?
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Madam Clerk, please, if you will give
Order
us...
25-12, an order of the City of Richmond accepting a resignation by an employee in the Public Works Department. Whereas Mark Brumbaugh in the Public Works Department has submitted a resignation notice to the city. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners accepts the resignation of Mark Brumbaugh from the Public Works Department effective January 14, 2025. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 25-12. May we have a motion, please, that we'll bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved?
Commissioner Cole?
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Mr. City Manager, please.
I just have one item. I want to thank the road department, Parks Grounds, and vehicle maintenance for all their work during our snowstorm. They did a phenomenal job, and I think if you look at some of the communities around us, it was night and day. They did an amazing job. And, you know, we had businesses downtown on Main Street that were blocked by the plowing from the roads and us cleaning the sidewalks for them, and we even got up and cleaned that up one day. So I think Josh said they went through 950 tons of salt. We did order some more just in case. Hopefully this is the last one, but it doesn't look like it. So these guys work long hours. They're out there, they're safe. And the support they get from vehicle maintenance when trucks go down is huge. And Parks Grounds, the work they do with sidewalks and getting people to their buildings is awesome. So definitely Team Richmond.
Yes.
Proud of them.
Just a quick question, curiosity only. Do we have an open contract for that salt?
We bid on it every year, every summer. It's actually done online where we put out how much salt we want to purchase, and then we receive bids from salt companies to get the best pricing.
Thank you, sir.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Morton Salt has been the past 2 or 3 years we've gotten
Yes.
Morton Salt, just like the kind you buy in the grocery store.
That
The little
blue
girl
container.
with the umbrella,
Yeah, a
yeah,
little more coarse, maybe. More than salt.
in much larger quantities.
You like it a lot.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Goble?
I was going to do the same thing and just thank the road department and just let you know that I got a ton of calls and text messages just saying, great job. So I think there were complaints in other towns and cities. And so I think that
Yep.
just added to, if they went somewhere else, they realized what a great job that the city of Richmond did. So great job.
Thank you, Commissioner Goble. And I'll say this, I never tell you what you ought to say or not say, but I wouldn't mind hearing it from all 5 of us up here tonight.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Brewer?
I just reiterate that what a job that, of course, Josh and him have been doing it for so long, it's just like you and I go and do our job, he does hers, you know, he does it, he just makes it available for us to show off, if you want to know the truth, for the city, and we appreciate the police department, the fire department's personnel with it. I know you guys spent a long time out there,
Yep.
had a lot of calls, and we appreciate that. That's all, Mayor.
All right, thank you, sir. Commissioner Cole?
Well, ditto, I can't say it any better. Team Richmond did an outstanding job. The only thing I'll add is just that I feel like our whole community kind of pulled together, even some of our nonprofits, and you know, some of the churches, and just, you could feel the community kind of pulling together to get through the snow and ice came down fast and furious, and so it felt good as a community to see how we dealt with that and helped each other.
All right, and Commissioner Newby,
Well, I hate to keep dittoing it, but
please do.
no,
Please
listen,
do.
they made me promise. I've never gotten so many calls, texts, city phone, cell phone. Usually when I get these, it's like when we're gonna vote on something.
Yeah.
But, what a great job you guys have done. You know, I know we have a lot of, always police and fire, but, you guys are first responders as well. Because if, aside from everybody's convenience and safety, all these other people can't go unless you guys do the roads. And, I've had street department family members over the years that have gotten up from holiday meals, to go clean the roads. So, folks, I have fulfilled my obligation. Good job. That's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Newby. And I will say also, ditto, that, and I've even stopped some of the employees who were in process of salting and scraping, and I simply said to them, thank you for what you do, because if you don't do what you do, the rest of us cannot get our jobs done. People cannot go to work, folks can't get to the hospital or their doctors. Or Kroger or Myers or these other places, and those employees can't get there to work to provide us with the food that we're trying to take off the shelves because it's continuing to snow. So thank you to all of those. And I appreciate you classifying them also as first responders, because they're sometimes the first responders.
Mayor, can I
Yes,
say
sir, please.
one thing? I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the loss of Bill Strong. And I put this coin in my pocket
leaving
tonight
that
to
for-
remind me, because Bill, I've known him, I graduated with his daughter Billie Jean, and one of the kindest people I've ever been around.
Yes.
He gave me this coin one time, and I carry it with me occasionally, because 30 years in local government as a mayor, a commissioner, a magistrate, the main meeting place was his restaurant down there at the meeting.
Yes,
That's where they
indeed.
get the scoop. He'll be missed tremendously. so.
Tremendously. Thank you
Now,
very
he's
much.
given me 3 of these, and I've got all 3 of them.
Thank you for that personal note. And I mentioned more than once how I appreciate his kindnesses over the years to my mother. Bill had access to blackberries and country ham, and he'd always make sure that my mother had some, and I greatly appreciated that. Bill will be missed, certainly. True public servant for this community.
Excuse me, Mayor.
I skipped,
You skipped public, I was gonna tell you.
yes.
Yeah, we have a gentleman. who wants to-
Pardon me, I kept looking at the
Okay,
note,
yeah.
amend the agenda, and I missed the public comments. Is anyone here tonight to make public comments? If so, please give your name for the clerk's record. And,
My name's Ed Brown. You stole a lot of my thunder. I was going to thank everybody for
Go
what they've
ahead.
done. But I think on an occasion like this, that we've just come through, that everybody's come through, we really would be remiss not to acknowledge really everyone within city government, including this body. I know I've spoken before planning and zoning before, the police, the fire, the roads, the folks that work in the offices, the folks that we don't see. You're all part of the puzzle. You're all pieces of the puzzle. You protect the city's nature and its safety. You represent all the citizens, and that's really difficult. And I think we know that's difficult. You have a lot of very different interests, all of which, at least most of which, are probably very legitimate, and you have to balance those things. It takes judgment. It's tough. You measure the functioning and the development of this community, and as has been mentioned tonight, this is a growing community, a changing community, and yet at the same time, the city leaders and the workers within the city also maintain our very unique culture and the quality of life that we have. I've lived on 2 continents and in 2 different states. I choose to live here. it's an important place. You have a difficult job, but as a retired teacher who didn't always hear feedback, sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, most of the times I liked it, occasionally not, I just want to say thank you. Whether your decisions come down the way I would necessarily do it or not, I still appreciate what you do. Ultimately, you represent what's good about the city. And I've mentioned the culture, but you use your good judgment according to the ordinances, the comprehensive plans, and all the other documents that are out there. It's terribly important. And so I just want to say to everyone who works for the city, this body and everyone who's maybe seeing us, and certainly the first responders and others, thank you, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I remember some time ago when we were talking about first responders, and we automatically think about police and fire and public works. I remember someone added to that list, Rob, Richmond Utilities. We definitely call on them when there are breaks and so on. So, yes, indeed. Mr. Brown, city manager likes to refer to what you just gave us the list of there as the team, and that's exactly what it is.
It takes everybody to do it. It takes us as citizens as well.
Thank you.
But it also takes leadership.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Paul Mazurek. I'm with the Madison County Veterans Committee. And on behalf of the Madison County Veterans, I just want to thank you all for working with us, and I look forward to continue to work with the city and do our best to take care of our local veterans, so thanks.
Paul, yeah, let me say this too.
Yeah. I'm not very eloquent.
Oh, it's fine, it's perfect. The city works with you in providing that building,
Yeah,
but it's what you all do in that building
yeah,
that is a great blessing and asset for this whole county community. For the veterans who have served, you are providing an opportunity for them to access some of the services that
Oh, yeah.
they need. So thank you for what you do in the building.
oh, it's an honor to give back to the men and women that serve our country.
Yes, yes,
Thank you so much.
yes, sir. Thank you. Anyone else? If not, Madam Clerk, we do have an executive session,
Yes, sir.
correct? May we have a motion then that according to KRS 61.810 subsection 1 sub F personnel, that we will adjourn to executive session. May we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Cole, Commissioner Newby. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer? Yes. Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. For those who wish to wait, this should not take very long, but we will adjourn the meeting after we come from that session. Everybody's back. May we have a motion, please, that will return from executive session to regular session?
I move.
Second?
Commissioner Newby, Commissioner Cole. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Noting for the record, no action having been taken. At this time, because of the discussions there, Madam Clerk, will you help me out here, please? The first matter that we want to actually act on.
Order 25-13, an order of the City of Richmond adjusting an employee status. Whereas the Codes Enforcement Department is in need of an additional codes enforcement, ordinance enforcement officer as the workload has increased. And whereas there's an employee within the city that has currently already been assisting these tasks and meets all requirements, and whereas the Codes Enforcement Department has budgeted for this adjustment. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following employee in the Administration Department is hereby changed their employment status from a lateral administrative assistant to the Safety and Risk Management to Codes Enforcement, Ordinance Enforcement Officer, effective January 20th, 2025, at the same pay grade 3. Rachel Pingleton. Work history, she was originally hired in the Administration Department for the Safety and Risk Department as the Administrative Assistant in 2018. This employee will serve a one-year probationary period. This order shall be effective by reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Madam Clerk, just a matter of procedure here. Do we need to first amend the agenda then? No, you're fine. May we have a motion first to amend the agenda to include this order 25-13?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Goble, Commissioner Newby.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Now may we have a motion that will bring order 25-13 to the floor for discussion and approval?
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second?
Commissioner Goble. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby.
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Now, let's see here.
And we have an
Where am I?
additional order.
We've already done that, haven't we? We've already approved the order. Okay.
Yep.
Now, next order, please, or next matter, please.
25-14, an order of the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners terminating an employment of a city employee. Whereas Randall Matthews, employed as a laborer in the Public Works Department, has violated city policy, and his department head and city manager have both recommended that his employment with the city be terminated. And whereas Mr. Matthews has not successfully completed the requirements for his position and has not successfully completed their probationary period of his employment. And whereas the Board of Commissioners, having reviewed the matter, concurs with these recommendations. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the employment of Randall Matthews with the city be and same by here is terminated effective January 14th, 2025.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, first, please, may we have a motion to amend the agenda by adding order 25-14?
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second?
Commissioner Goble. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Done. Now, order 25-14 itself. May we have a motion, please, that will bring order 25-14 to the floor for discussion and approval?
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second?
Commissioner Goble. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Done. Now, let's see.
That concludes.
Now, all right, that's the last order that we had from
Yes,
that
sir.
last matter. All right, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. If all hearts and minds are clear, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Everybody's on that one.
Yeah,
On it.
Yes.
Indeed.
Take your pick.
Any
That's
any
right.
objection?
Anybody and
None,
everybody.
Madam Clerk, please, if you will note such. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.